Hey, good afternoon. My name is Joel Tooley, and I'm a pastor in Melbourne, Florida. I also direct Mosaic Compassion, one of our Nazarene Compassion Ministry centers, and most recently have helped work with a team of people with Nazarene disaster response after Hurricane Irma kind of made a giant mark on our state here in Florida. We get a lot of questions about how people respond and what the best way to do that is in the face of disaster. And especially in light of what's going on right now in Puerto Rico and the rest of the Caribbean, as they've still unreeling from Hurricane Maria, we are faced with all kinds of questions about how do people best respond? How do we get the best resources in the optimal place at the right time? And each disaster has its own fingerprint, and so the way to respond is a little bit different. But one of the things that we get questions about is crisis care kits specifically. It's one of those things that as growing up, we've always been involved in our churches with helping put those kits together, and you kind of hope they go to the right place and that they're actually meeting a need. And I'll say here in Florida, the crisis care kits have been essential to us as a church to be able to extend immediate care to people who were very desperate. So Hurricane Irma, when it came in, I mean, we saw the forecast that it was going to be larger than the state of Texas. It was going to devastate the entire state, and it did. And so you can imagine in the preparation for the storm, businesses closing down, dairies closing down, egg producers down, all of the food supply chain closing down in preparation for the storm. And then after the storm hit, I mean, our entire state was wiped out with electricity gone, no refrigeration, all of the pieces that you and I kind of depend on for everyday life. And I've always been the kind of person that says, well, if I lose things in a storm, I'm just going to run up to Walmart or Target and grab what I need. Except Walmart and Target are closed. Our Walmart was closed for almost a week here. And you think, well, go to CVS or go to the next place. If you put into context the idea, the notion that Walmart is closed, everything else is going to be closed as well. So it was even the kind of thing where typically, let's say like a tornado went through or a flood or a fire, and you think, well, I can go to the next town and get the supplies I need. Well, the next town was in the same boat as you. Our entire state was wiped out as far as being able to have access to things. It was 4 or 5 days before we had access to dairy products or any kind of refrigerated items. Our home, we were able to have electricity restored very quickly. We're in a quadrant really near the hospital, so we're thankful for that. But there were still areas in our state that don't have electricity. And that's been 2 weeks now, more, since that storm came through here. So when the church is able to have something in hand that you can tangibly hand to people, especially those who are staying in shelters, we know several people have lost their homes. Not too far from here, an hour away from here, there's still places that are not able to get into their homes because of the excessive flooding that's taken place. So you don't have access to those things that you would normally be able to grab onto at the height of emergency. But to be able to hand a bottle of shampoo and a bar of soap and a washcloth and some really practical items that people can use just to get clean, it really changes the way that they see themselves in their current condition, knowing that they could be freshed. It's not enough, but it's something. And we've never seen or heard of people that have been ungrateful for those crisis care kits. So it's a kit, it's for a crisis, and allows us to show care. So if you're on the skeptical side, hear it from somebody who's distributed them, somebody who's been firsthand seeing the effects of them, and thankful, knowing that our church is a church that's ready to supply those and have them ready. It's remarkable. So thank you for giving. Thank you for praying for us. And let's be ready for the next time when somebody in need has an opportunity for the church to respond in care in their crisis. God bless you. Thank you for what you've done, what you're doing, and keep giving generously. The church needs you.